Hello and welcome to door 23. It's door 23 of Santa's Story Shed Advent Calendar. Hope that you're all doing well and taking good care. It's still raining here, so it's a little bit soggy out there. Hopefully you're keeping dry and well. And I have a story here. It's not quite a Christmas story, but it could be. It's from Children's Bedtime Treasury. So I don't have the author either, but it's called The Chocolate Soldier. In the window of Mrs. Brown's sweet shop there stood a chocolate soldier. He had chocolate ears, chocolate eyebrows, and a curly chocolate moustache, of which he was particularly proud. But best of all, he loved his shiny fall uniform with its braid on the shoulders and cuffs and smart red stripes down each leg. All day long, the chocolate soldier stood to attention on the shelf in the window, staring straight ahead out into the street. Standing next to him on the shelf were more chocolate soldiers, and beyond them he could see some sugar mice and a twist of licorice bootlaces. It was summertime, and the sun shone through the window of the sweet shop. At first, the chocolate soldier felt pleasantly warm. Then he started to feel uncomfortably hot. Next, he began to feel most peculiar indeed. His chocolate moustache was wilting and his arms were dripping. Soon he was completely melted, and before he knew it, it slipped out through a hole in his silver foil shoe and was pouring off the shelf and into the street. Down the street he poured. "Stop! Help!" he shouted, but nobody heard his cries. Now he could hear the sound of gushing water, and to his horror he could see he was heading for a stream at the bottom of the street. "Help me! I can't swim! I'm going to drown!" the chocolate soldier cried as he plunged into the cold, running water. But now something very strange was happening. He found he could swim quite easily. He looked around and saw that he had a chocolate tail covered in scales. He looked down at his arms, but there was a pair of fins instead. The cold water had hardened him into the shape of a chocolate fish. The chocolate soldier was carried downstream, and after a while the stream broadened out and became a river. He realized that he would soon be carried out to sea. "Whatever shall I do?" wondered the chocolate soldier. "I'm sure to get eaten by a bigger fish, maybe even a shark." He tried to turn around and swim against the river's flow, but it was no good. The current swept him away downriver again. Soon he could see the waves on the shore. He smelt the sea air and tasted the salt in the water. Now he found himself bobbing up and down on the sea. He could see a boat not far away, and then all of a sudden he felt a net closing around him. He struggled to get out, but the net only tightened, and soon he felt himself being hauled out of the water and landed with a thwack on the deck amongst a pile of fish. The smell was awful, and the chocolate soldier was quite relieved when he felt the boat being rowed towards the shore. "I'll hop over the side as soon as we land and run away," he thought, quite forgetting that he had no legs but only a fish's tail. But there was no chance of escape. As soon as the boat reached the shore, he and all the other fish were flung into buckets and lifted into a van. The van stopped outside a shop, and a man carried the buckets inside, where it smelt of fried fish, chips, and vinegar. The chocolate soldier found himself being lifted up with a lot of other fish in a huge metal basket. He looked down and saw a terrible sight below. They were heading for a vat of boiling oil. At that very moment he felt very peculiar once again. His scales melted, his tail drooped, and he felt himself slide through the holes in the basket and into the pocket of a man's overall. The chocolate soldier lay in the corner of the pocket, while the man worked all day in the shop. Then the man headed for home, with the chocolate soldier bouncing up and down in the overall pocket as the man walked along. Soon they arrived at the man's house. He reached into his pocket. "Look what I've found," he said to his small son. "A coin. Here, you can have it. But don't spend it all at once," he said, chuckling to himself. The chocolate soldier felt himself being passed from one hand to another. So I've hardened into the shape of a chocolate coin, he thought, and I'm going to be eaten by the boy. But to his surprise, he found himself being slipped into the boy's pocket. The chocolate soldier felt himself bouncing up and down in the child's pocket as he ran up to the street and into a shop. The chocolate soldier peeped out, and to his astonishment, he was back in Mrs. Brown's sweet shop. Then he realized what was happening. The boy believed he was a real coin and was going to try and spend him. The boy stood at the queue at the counter. The chocolate soldier called out to his soldier friends in the window. "Psst," he said. "It's me. Help me out of here." One of the soldiers looked down, but all he could see was a chocolate coin sticking out of the boy's pocket. Then he recognized the voice. "I'm a chocolate soldier like you, but I've been turned into a coin." "Help!" cried the chocolate soldier. "Leave it to me," replied the soldier on the shelf. "Don't worry, we'll have you out of there in a jiffy." The word was passed along, and quick as a flash, one of the sugar mice chewed off a length of licorice bootlace. Then the soldier lowered the lace into the boy's pocket where it stuck to the chocolate coin. Carefully, the soldiers hauled the coin up onto the shelf. The chocolate soldier was delighted to find his full uniform was still there on the shelf where it had been before. All the effort of getting onto the shelf had made him quite warm, and he found he could quite easily slip back through the hole in the shoe and into his uniform again. "I'd like a chocolate soldier," said the boy to Mrs. Brown. But when he reached in his pocket, the coin had gone. "Never mind," said kind Mrs. Brown. "I'll let you have one anyway." She reached into the window and took down a soldier from the end of the row and gave it to the boy. So that's the end of that story. And I hope you enjoyed it. Take very good care. Now, don't forget to write to us to let us know what you think about the Advent calendar so far. If you want any dedications for the last couple of days. And in the meantime, take very good care. Be well. And for now, bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.